Hello, my name is Maria Borgoff, and today I want to talk a little bit about the importance of changing our minds. So, when we first think of that, oh, I changed my mind, we might think of someone or ourselves being hesitant, maybe being contradictory, maybe even being hypocritical. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about hypocrisy, which means that you say one thing and you do something else, right? You're being not that misalignment. What I'm talking about is having the ability, having the flexibility, shall we say, to change your mind and to constantly be questioning things, constantly be reflecting on your beliefs, reflecting on your own ideologies and perspectives and understanding of the world, and allowing it to change, right? So one of my favorite quotes that I've ever heard said this. It said, "Do I contradict myself? Okay, then I contradict myself. I contain multitudes." And I love this idea of containing multitudes, of being this multifaceted human being, someone who can believe in somewhat contradictory ideas, right? Someone who is able to shift their understanding of the world based on the circumstance. And I think that this can serve us really well in terms of our relationships with other people. We always talk about relationships being a compromise and how much we really have to compromise in order to sustain a loving and healthy relationship with another human being. But this can also really be helpful in terms of our relationship and our understanding of ourselves. If we have this preconceived notion of who we are, if I think that I am Maria, I am, I am this, I am an artist, if I'm going to solely identify myself as this one thing, and I'm unable to allow that to change, to say, you know what, today I'm going to focus more on this part of myself. Maybe I might ditch the whole idea of this as who I am for now. And that's okay. I think a lot of times we kind of cling to these identities and these ideas or beliefs that we have been part of us for so long, or that we see a sense of safety in. And that's okay to cling to them. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I find, for myself at least, that when I can let things go, even those preconceived beliefs or even those ideas of who I am as a person, my life gets a little bit easier. My relationships tend to just smooth over. My conversations with people feel more authentic. I feel like I'm able to address who I am in the moment versus who I was 5 years ago, who I want to be in 10 years. And I'm able to really be who I am right now. I'm able to respond to my environment, to respond to the people around me in a more genuine and authentic way. And this could mean changing my mind. Saying, you know what, I thought that 2 minutes ago, but right now I'm thinking something else. And you know what? That's okay. I'm not going to feel guilty about that. I'm not going to judge myself for being a so-called flip-flopper. I'm going to embrace the part of myself that contains multitudes, that contains these vastly different perspectives or ideas about the world. And I think our ability to change our mind is really going to be the movement forward, progression. It's going to be the driving force behind social progression, behind personal progression, and really at the root of solving some of the world's biggest issues that we are facing right now in terms of violence and poverty and mental health issues and so many other issues that we are wanting to deal with, that we want to solve. I think if we get a little bit more flexible in terms of our mind, right? We talk about expanding our bodies and becoming more flexible in our muscles. But if we become more flexible in our ideas and our beliefs and our minds, if we embrace that as a good thing to change our minds, then I think that we can see a really, really positive growth in both our personal lives and in the collective world. So I invite you to see what ideas or beliefs you might be clinging towards, you might be holding on to, and also maybe kind of ask yourself, how do I feel about changing my mind? Do I judge other people who change their mind easily? Is that a quality in people that I don't like? Or is it something in people that I admire? And I think starting to understand our relationship with this flexibility of the mind will allow us to look inward and say, okay, how can I be more flexible in this part of my mind? We don't have to every aspect of life, we don't have to dive in right away, but just in one part, how can I be more flexible on changing my mind and seeing this thing from a different perspective? So that's it for today, and thank you for listening. I'll see you soon.